Well, then November 13th, 2006, you get arrested.
Yeah, I get arrested.
And a year later, November 16th, 2007,
I think it was
you get sentenced to 26 years.
I think I got arrested on the 16th also. November 16th, because I remember it was 1 year later I was sentenced. So yeah, November 16th I got arrested.
Okay. When you get arrested, what were you officially charged with?
Bank fraud, conspiracy to commit bank fraud, wire fraud, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, government document fraud, social security fraud, counterfeiting social security documents, passport fraud, use of a false passport, aggravated identity theft, was it forgery or government document fraud, and wire fraud and conspiracy to commit wire fraud. And there may be some other stuff in there. They got a bunch of little other stuff.
Okay. And when you were initially arrested, how many years were you facing?
I mean, one newspaper said I was facing 154 years, and another one said like 54 years or something like that. But to be honest, that's like if they were to stack the charges. If you plead guilty, that they typically run them all, concurrently. So I was really facing 32 years. My PSI said 32 years to life was what I could have been sentenced to.
So when you get arrested, you're 37 years old,
right?
In 2006. A year later, you get sentenced to 26 years. Now, was that a plea deal or did you actually go to trial?
No. If you're guilty, you don't go to trial. That's a mistake. I mean, you could be innocent and you got about a 50% chance of being found guilty at trial. So, no, I mean, I'm as guilty as sin. I got nothing I can do. I get grabbed, and my lawyer's advice to me was tell them everything they want to know and hope for the best, because you're looking at 32 years of life. You're done. So I agree to be interviewed by the FBI and the Secret Service. Fully cooperate. Fucking no problem ratting out every single fucking person I know to try and get my 32 years down. Because, I mean, I'm not going to fucking prison. And everybody had already told on me. So fuck them. There's just...
So the people that you told on, how many years did they all get?
None.
Oh, so because you were the ringleader?
Because they'd already cooperated, and by the time they're interviewing me, the entire market is starting to collapse. So I was indicted along with like 13 other people. None of those people were ever prosecuted. 2 people did time. One person was named Allison Arnold. She only did time because when I took off on the run, the FBI was in Tampa investigating. She actually goes to the FBI and says, listen, I did this, and this, and I want to plead guilty and go to jail so I can get it over with. And they told her, okay, no problem. Tell us everything about Cox, what he did. So she cooperates fully. And she thought, they would take that in consideration. She may not go to jail. She'd only go for a short time. Well, at the very last minute, they pull her plea deal because I hadn't been caught yet. She goes to prison and they give her like 30 months or something. This is a chick that made no money. She had a minor role. 30 months, gets hit with a chunk of money, I don't know, $200,000-$300,000 that she never saw. And she goes to prison. So, listen, nicest person ever. Never should have gone to prison. So the other person that went to prison was that guy Eric that signed for James Redd. He was already on federal probation for a drug charge. So when the FBI comes to interview him, he says, yes, I signed those documents, blah, blah, blah. They don't actually charge him for anything. What ends up happening is a few months later, he fails a urine test, several urine tests, and they pull his probation, and he goes back to jail for 30 months on a probation violation. But he probably wouldn't have gotten the 30 months did they not already know he was involved in another scam. Does that make sense? Like, I can't say, oh, it was just a probation violation, because they knew he was involved in a scam, so they hit him pretty hard for a dirty urine. So those two people are the only people that ended up going to trial. Everybody else are going to prison. Everyone else had basically skated. They were never grabbed, never indicted, or they were indicted, but they were never prosecuted.